Hello everyone! My feet have sunk into the floor somewhat. Welcome back to the Anima weapon quests for future proof. Oh my god, I'm so excited to continue this. It's been so long since we've done these, and this is the most up-to-date one, so obviously I want to be more up-to-date. Please note, upon completing the quest future proof, you will receive an Anima weapon for a summoner. Undertake this as another job, or summoner it is. Future proof. Ardashir is contemplating the present state of the Anima. And that gets us the Sharpened Book of the Mad Queen. May as well try that on and show you. Which gets a interesting, if not a little weird, particle effect. Except, straight into a cutscene. Ooh, I hope our Anima friend joins in. Now that the Anima can maintain a form seen even by those without your abilities, it is fair to say my research is all but complete. Our last task being to refine any abilities it has gained thus far. Once that is finished, I shall return to Razatan and make ready to present my findings. I dare say our work here shall forever change the study of arcane summoning as we know it, which is interesting that I'm a summoner doing this. The hell's you on about, boy? Now I understand being excited what we are finally seeing the Anima and all, but I think you're losing sight of what our work is all about. Preposterous! The goal of my work was to create a sentient being capable of independent thought, which could then serve to help others. That's right. And you really think you've accomplished that? Bollocks! Ain't no way something that what's grown that much that fast can be of any kind of stable condition. We poked and prodded the damn thing more times than I'd care to count. And by the grace of Raglar, I can never say that name. Raglar, we've somehow managed not to mess things up. But tell me this, what happens when we're not around when a new weapon needs smithing, huh? I'll tell you what, it'll grow too big for its ethereal riches and keel over. What the Anima needs now is a body what'll handle it no matter how strong it gets. I know we're getting a different one at the end of this, but that does seem to hint at a final form after this one, at least in my opinion. Until we can figure that, your work amounts to naught but piss in a kettle if you ask me. Oh, but what do I know? I'm just a know-nothing sot with an hammer. Oof, no doubt that a fine scholarly lad such as yourself has already considered such complications. The only thing more insufferable than a drunkard is when he's right. I was so blinded by its radiance, I did not stop to consider the future, putting my own desire before the needs of the Anima. Right, well, there'll be plenty of time for moping after we've finished, and I'm free from that witch Rowena. For now, we need to think of a way to give the Anima a new permanent home. The weapon holding it now should be fine for the time being. You just keep an eye on the Anima while we figure out the rest. Actually, I may already have a solution. Albeit an interim one. Thanks in part to Alan and her studies. We were working on a potion of sorts to fortify the Anima weapon, that it might abide further growth. The difficulty proved in our need for ceruleum. It would need to be distilled to serve our purposes, and we simply had not the means to do so. As fortune would have it, though, we caught wind of a renowned distiller recently come to Adilshire, and immediately sought him out. After making our case, he was all too happy to assist. Blamprest is his name. Would you pay him a visit and see how things are coming along? Yeah, I can do that. There are other preparations to be made, of course, but Gerald and I will see to them. Everything should be in order upon your return. Blamprest, eh? Well, that gives me an idea. Quest accepted. Right? Okay, I guess all that's left for us to do now is head to Adilshire. Alright, so who is it that we're visiting this time? Ah, you literally right there. Okay, I know where I am. I was figuring out me coordinates. Let's get a look at you then. You have a unique outfit, I think. At least it appears unique. Also, you look like you've not slept in a while. Nice monocle. Oh, straight back into a cutscene. Welcome, friend. What can I do for you? Exposition. An order from whom? Oh yes, the scholarly fellow. Ardashir, was it? Work on his order is well underway. Working with ceruleum is no easy task, though. Distilling a substance so volatile demands a substantial concentration of ether. The only source potent enough being singing clusters. Of course, an item that's never existed before. Quite the rarity, you know. And for an order like this, why, it will require 50 at the very least. Procuring such oddities is beyond my abilities, but I have enlisted the aid of 2 fine young mages to see the job done. If only the price of their services was not so steep. Brisk businesswoman. There you are. We've brought what you asked for. I trust you're prepared to hold up your end of the deal. My, what fortuitous timing. This gentleman here was just telling me how he would love nothing more than to offer you his services in my stead. Or steed. What? Also, I just realized I'm still wearing the Christmas outfit. These 2 lovely ladies I was telling you about, remember? Or these are the 2 lovely ladies I was telling you about, remember? The ones collecting the singing clusters you require? A pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Amphilis, and this is my sister, Angelette. Nice to meet you both. Clearly you're a cast iron healer by the outfit. I will keep matters brief. Blamprest agreed to undertake certain tasks in exchange for our help. If you would serve in his place, we will compensate you with the clusters you seek. Agreed? Yeah, okay. That seems good. Question mark. Splendid. Now that that's settled, I'll leave it to you. When you have what you need, come back and I shall see about distilling the elixir. Oh, that reminds me. A merchant in Rowena's employ deals in singing clusters. I believe it was Hismina, something like that. Their names all sound alike. At any rate, if you find their tasks too much trouble, you can always try striking a deal with her. Singing clusters are obtainable. Saga of the Anima weapon. A repeatable quest is now available for both. That is for both Amphilis and Angelette. By completing either of these repeatable quests, you will obtain singing clusters, which can then be offered to Blamprest. Singing clusters may also be purchased from his Mina and Rowena's Centre for Cultural Promotion. And why is it always raining no matter where I go? Sorry friend, but there's naught I can do without singing clusters. Whether you acquire them through Amphalise and her sister or by bargaining with his Mina, I shall leave that decision to you. And we are at 0 out of 50. And, so that's why the person's standing here. The repeatable quests are cut from a different cloth. Angelique looks at you expectantly. There you get 1 singing cluster.
Have you come to help? I'll gladly pay you with a singing cluster if you do, I promise.
Course.
You will? Oh yay! Glamprest is so mean, isn't he? Forcing his work on others. But a brave adventurer like you should have no trouble with the task. My work requires the use of very special fabric. I weave it myself. But before I can use it, I need someone else to rouse the magics sleeping inside. That's where you come in. I want to use the memories of your toughest battles to wake it up.
Okay. Odd thing to ask for, but sure.
But you can't do it in just any place, or it won't work. You'll have to take my fabric to where the fighting happened, so the memories are fresh in your mind. Now be careful, and try not to get it dirty.
The key item Cloth of Disturbing Memories, alright, can be obtained by clearing a dungeon via the Duty Roulette Expert. Bum bum. Oh my god, it's going to be 3 things open at once. Seeking Inspiration. You get 10 singing clusters from this. Amphalise looks ready for business.
You are prepared to work then?
Yep, as always.
Good, very good. Now, if you are an adventurer of any merit or distinction, what I would ask of you is simple. A recounting of your travels. Of your most spine-tingling, exhilarating battles. Only then shall you have your reward. But a single tale would scarcely be enough to even whet one's appetite, don't you think? That is why I must insist you write me 3 gripping tales of daring do, and the singing clusters are yours. I can only hope your skill with a pen matches that with a weapon.
The key item in Adventurer's Life can be obtained by clearing a dungeon via the Duty Roulette leveling. And I need to do that 3 times. Obtain Volume 1 of An Adventurer's Life by clearing a dungeon via leveling. Obtain Cloth of Disturbing Memories by clearing a dungeon with Expert. Alright, well, I'm going to have to go off and do those, but first off, I get to show off my wonderful new mount, which I'm so happy to have. We can go over here, and I have a couple of lore tomes, so I can trade them in and get us started with, I believe, 2 singing clusters. So they're 150 each. I've got 300. Boop. Boop. 2 out of 50. Well, it's a start. And it's basically, if I recall correctly, every week you get 10, and every day you can get 1. So basically, you can do. Well, let's look at the journal. So that one is Volume 1. It gets you 10, and that's. Do an expert roulette, you get 1. Do a leveling roulette 3 times apparently, you get 10. Although that only says once. No sooner do you nod your head in consent than Amphalise proceeds straight to the heart of the matter. You will only receive the singing clusters upon completion and presenting to her 3 deftly written tales of daring and adventure. Being no stranger to danger, and knowing where to find it, you set out to find inspiration for your writing. Okay, so yeah, you need to do leveling roulette 3 times to get that one. You speak with Angelette, who makes a seemingly innocent request. With her magic cloth in hand, she asks you to relive the fiercest battles of your past. The only condition, however, is that you do so at the scene of battle. Of course. As that is the only way to quicken the magics of her fabric. Though the locales she insists upon are likely still teeming with danger, you are not one to balk at a challenge, and so you make haste to the sites of your past adventurers. Adventurers? Oh my god. So yes, you know this. He assures you the orders are underway. I need to get the crystals, to all go bargain, and then that's the stuff from the start. If you want to read that, please go ahead. That's too much of the same for me to read out. So, I guess all that's left for me to do now is go do those. Oh my god, look at the horrible things to the side, which you can actually get rid of now, so it's not as bad, but still. Anywho, let's jump ahead to when we've, I don't know, got to the next stage, finished, who knows? Hey guys, welcome back. We have completed the first of our quests with Angelette. Bloody Eggy in the way. Alright.
You're back! I was beginning to worry something awful had happened. How did you fare? Has the cloth changed at all?
Yep, the cloth has changed. It is evil and magic. Presence makes me feel uneasy. That's good.
Oh, it's perfect! I knew you could do it. Thank you, thank you. Would you look at this? The texture is smooth with agony. The colour's rich with hopelessness. It practically drips with the resentment of all the people you've slain. You see, I make puppets for a living. My materials must be cursed before I can work. Curse on its own is only wishful thinking, but with a little death, misery and a touch of magic, my dolls can become so much more. They will look so pretty dressed with this beshrewd fabric. Such tricks they will play. I must say, the people you killed must have been really, really sad when they died. I've never had material so stained, so powerful. These will be my best puppets yet. As promised, here's the singing cluster is yours. Perhaps next time you'll get a puppet as my thanks. Would you like that? Tee-hee-hee-hee-hee-hee-hee-hee, singing cluster. And that's the first one of that. Can't pick that up again until the next day. Easy peasy. Just want to quickly check one other thing, and then our next thing will probably be talking to her. I very much doubt your stories write themselves while you're standing about here. If you would have the singing clusters, I suggest you get to work. Yes, we still need 2 more of those. The first 3 gripping tales, crying the warrior of light's adventures and yours here. Yes, I'm going to quickly go and check one other thing, and then we'll continue. The other thing that I wanted to check was indeed this, which has a little bit extra. Basically, this is how you change the stats in the Anima weapon, if you wish to. You have to have it equipped first, though. Blah 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 blah. And it has to be the equipped one. Ardashir tells me you wish to alter the state of the Anima. Is that right? Well, it's not, but yes. Let's just say yes. Assuming we do not attempt to push beyond its current limitations, this should be a trivial matter. Mind you, the process requires crystal sand. If you have none, I'll gladly furnish you more per our original agreement. But you need not worry about Ambrite. For this, we require elementally aspected ether to ever so slightly alter the Anima's ethereal composition. Unless you have any other questions, let us begin. And yes, it's basically the you appear to be out of crystal sand, my friend. If you would have more, then you need to bring us the things. So yes, it's basically exactly the same as before. Except That went rather well, wouldn't you agree?
Well, not quite. It would seem this ethereal creation of yours has inspired Lady Ulan to make improvements to Diamond. I should hope her work will prove a success. Do I have a carbuncle? Well, yes, but it is a rather fickle creature. I am sure it is wandering around here in the Dealshire even as we speak. If you should find it, would you be so kind as to send it my way? And then this is the same as before. Yes, I already have that. I have lost the Anima glass though, which is a shame. I did like that. Yeah, I didn't realise that I had deposited the crystal sands that I had. Alright, back we go. And I mean it's exactly the same, but at least I can show you the way that the UI looks. Blah 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 blah. There you go.
Untreated sand, but the woman said not to use that.
So yes, if you want to, you can change. It's basically 1 point for 1 sand. So it is kind of expensive. At least I'm pretty sure it's that. Anywho, join me next time when we get to the next bit. And just for fun, I say fun, came over here. And there is the carbuncle in question.
Meep.
Which basically is keeping the McKitten company because she's lonely. Everyone knows about her. But yes, this is the carbuncle that he mentioned. Somewhat a fickle creature. It pops up around the Dealshire in, I think, 3 different places. Anywho, I'll see you in the next one. Or the next part. You know what I mean. Alright, so we're back in. And Felice, we have completed your 3 days worth of quests for the first time. Ooh.
And so the hero returns, with a set of enthralling tales, I should hope.
The first of 3 tales were the Warrior of Light Adventures in Eorzea. The second of 3 gripping tales. And the third, the final installment in a series of tales chronicling the Warrior of Light and blah blah blah.
Oh my, such carnage, such havoc. I can practically hear the screams of agony and despair from your enemies, cursing your name with the last of their breaths. Yes, this shall do quite nicely to set my creative juices to percolating. I am an artist, you see, a writer with a passion for poetry of the unexpected sort. While most prefer rhymes of light and love, I live for the dark and desolate, as do my readers, whether to frighten themselves or their friends. It matters not. I find no greater joy than to see a man turn pale with horror upon reading my words. My first collection of poems was a smashing success, and so I am immediately set to work on my next volume. Yet I found my writing lacking a certain spark, a barbarity that could only come from one who's experienced the butchery of true combat. Thanks to you, however, my mind is now racing with thoughts of slaughter and mayhem. As promised, the singing cluster's yours. Should need more, I'd gladly accept another trilogy of terrifying tales. And that's our 10 singing clusters. Ba 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 ba. So I guess that's nearly everything. Join me in the next one for the next thing next time. When that ticks back over. Welcome back. It is the next part of the week, so seeking inspiration again. Come for more singing clusters, I see. I'm only too happy to oblige. That is, of course, provided you have tales. As before, bring me 3 suspenseful tomes of adventures and the cluster's yours. I'm very much looking forward to your work.
Again, basically, gather up the 3 things and you're set. On to the next one. The next one being that quest being completed.
And so the hero returns with a set of enthralling stories, I should hope.
Yep, we have 3, 2, and 1.
Marvellous, simply marvellous. The first page alone has been quivering with anticipation. Here are, my good sir. They say that the artist must be sacrificed for their art, but today it is not I, but the fiends felled by your hand placed upon the altar. Now their pain and misery shall live on in my purgatory for all time.
And so on. And that is all the stuff I'm showing off until we collect all of them. So, meet me in a second when we've got all 50 clusters. Oh, hello guys, welcome back. Guess what? Let's go to you and buy you. Collect the singing clusters. That's 50 out of 50. It didn't actually take us that long. It was about 2 weeks. A little bit less than 2 weeks, I believe. But the one amazing thing is I've done it before the new year, which was my main quest to do. I wonder if they stick around after the quests go. But yes, I managed to do this 1 day before New Year's Eve. So I'm so happy. Judging by that smile, I take it you have the clusters I require. I indubitably do. Bidly do. Boop. Ah, I'm so excited. I'll finally be up to date. Yes, this will do nicely. Wait here just a moment. Alright, you go off and do your thing. Whatever it is. Ah, ceruleum, that was it. There we are. 1 order of distilled ceruleum. Before you go though, I must ask. If you work with Ardashir, you must also know Geralt, correct? He placed an order for a bottle of my finest ale. Now that we are finished with Ardashir's commission, I'd like to take care of his, if that's alright with you. Oh, you needn't worry about compensation, friend. He paid in advance. I only ask that you take his package with you. It's been so long since he's come to see me, I was beginning to worry the moneylenders had finally done for him. That's an odd... done him in would have been the wording I would have used there, but okay. Or worse, he'd taken to a life of sobriety. Oh my. In any event, I'm glad he seems back to his old self. Take care and give them my regards. I will do just that with my Christmas hat. Oh, they're still there. I imagine I will be staying here in Adilshire for quite some time. If Ardashir should need more ceruleum or Geralt his spirits, you know where to find me. So I guess that means that they stick around here essentially forever now. Which is cool, I guess. Okay. Oops. Let's go to journal and put that back there. With the mad blah 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 inventory, back to Azisla. Where is it? There it is. I can never find it. Bum, 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 bum. I'm actually really excited to finally have an up-to-date Anima weapon. 'Tis a miracle is what it is. Alright, let's do this. I'm actually really excited for the story as well. Because before I continue, we have found out recently that the next patch 3.5, is not technically the last one. It is, well, it's going to be patch 3.5, part 1 and part 2. And part 2 will be a couple of months later. Now, they've already confirmed that the next stage of the Anima quests is coming in 3.5. But they haven't said if it's the last one or if 3.5.2 is going to be the last one. Judging by the original relic weapons, that had, well, like pretty much all of these. Where is it? Army chest. The Book of the Mad Queen is stage 1. And the Sharpened Book of the Mad Queen is stage 2. So generally it's the standard weapon, as so. And then it is the weapon with some sort of particle effect. Now I imagine that we're probably going to get a stage like this in 3.5 and then 3.52 or whatever the heck it's called, part 2, will give us one with a special sparkly effect. And that will be the last one. So, we're probably going to get 270 and 3.5, and then the final one will be 375 to match up with the highest level weapon you can get in the game. Anywho, my rambling aside, let's do this.
Welcome back, Alexander. We have accomplished much while you were away. In fact, I am quite close to a more permanent solution to our troubles. But first, let us do what we can to fortify the Anima's current vessel. Might I have a look at the weapon in question? Oh, and the distilled ceruleum, of course. Okay, so there's the weapon, and we have a bottom of ceruleum carefully distilled to remove all impurities, and Moonrise, distilled by Blamprest using a recipe of his own creation. Some claim the full extent of its inebriation effects can only be enjoyed in the light of the moon. Alright. Different. Right then, now to prepare the potion. Ooh, it's got its own little thing on the table. Alexander, why exactly did Blamprest prepare 2 bottles? Are they to be mixed together? No, one's alcohol. Gerald ordered a bottle of ale. If he had good money to spend, he would be carousing in some filthy tavern, not here working off his debts. The only way he could afford that would be... funding! You selfish, beef-witted maltworm! You squandered our funds from Rowena on spirits? Aye, that I did. Consider it payment owed for reminding you about being selfish yourself, and that blathering about being done with the Anima. Don't give me that look. You know I can't do me best work without me muse. Now hurry up with that potion. Alex's weapon ain't gonna hammer itself. Ugh. Bloody drunk. You truly are insufferable. When this is all over, you shall learn there are consequences for misspending others' money. Rowena's money. Calm yourself, Ardashir. There is work to be done. Now just don't mix the alcohol in by accident. That sounded like the alchemy, I think. There, the potion is done. All that remains is applying it to the Anima weapon. I leave the rest to you. Alright, time for a ting ting ting. Oh, ting 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 ting. Ting 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 ting. Many a ting ting ting. We actually get to see the ting ting ting. Oh, alright, fine piece of work if I do say so myself. Or meself. Oh, it's shiny. A weapon made sharp with a brew of pure ceruleum. Huh? Oh, I like the sound of that. The sharpened book of the Mad Queen. How do you sharpen a book? Who knows? Very nice though, very nice. Very interesting effect. And... I feel a new strength shines brightly within me. Could this mean, perhaps, I am reached my full potential?
I'd say you're almost there. We're close.
You really think so? Then I must do all I can not to disappoint you.
Aww. I love the little thing. I really, really, really hope we do get a minion of it at the end.
'Tis good to see our work was a success. The Anima seems stronger than before, yet its vessel remains sound.
Yeah, that's very good. After everything so far.
Ah, yes. Speaking of the vessel, I must tell you of our soon-to-be permanent solution to handling the Anima's growth. We will forge not just a new weapon, but a new soul stone to house its essence. In my quest to find a means to do so, I happened upon something quite interesting. Wait here for a moment.
Okie dokie. Oh, hello.
Beep, beep. Initializing synthesis protocols. Please insert materials. What do you think? This elegant droid was no doubt used for work requiring precision beyond what any man is capable of. Used being the operative word. Try as I might, whenever I initiate its production sequence,
it shuts off.
Beep beep, internal error,
Unable to proceed.
the systems crash. It will take time, but mark my words, I shall repair this elegant device. Once repaired, I am confident I can fashion a new soulstone for the Anima to live 1,000 lifetimes. And to my surprise, Geralt has already taken the initiative to start work on a new weapon, one befitting the new heights to which our ethereal companion might climb. Rest assured, we will contact you when preparations are complete.
And I look forward to it with great trepidation, anticipation, sacillation.
Until next time, friend.
Yep, until next time. The Sharpened Book of the Mad Queen with vitality, intelligence, and question mark? Ba 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 ba. And Ardashir gets to work on it. Your Anima weapon has been sharpened, serving to heighten the burgeoning strength within. It's smart. The Mad Queen. Did we get anything from that? Nope. I imagine there will be one more. Oops. There'll be one more of these. Oh, actually, no. The Mad Queen got one. So there's going to be two more of these. I imagine the next one won't give us anything, but the one after will give us a special one. Like, I don't think I've got them on here, but the final form of the original relic weapons, they give you a special title which was just simply Z, because it was the Zeta weapons, I believe. So there wasn't one for the first. There wasn't one for that. Wait, there was one for the one before that though, because it was the Nomenon. Anywho, there's nothing for that this time. Oops. What's your current thing? Ah, right. Okay, we're okay for that. I forgot at the end of last episode, actually, so I'll get to that in a second, which is this. But first, most importantly of all, we can unequip you, and finally, we can equip the Sharpened Book of the Mad Queen, which is finally we will have an Anima weapon as our main weapon. So let's compare it to the current weapon that I had of equal strength. A capacity? So we have the same vitality and the same intelligence. We have, ironically, the exact same critical hit rate, but the difference being I have vastly more determination compared to what the spell speed and determination adds up to on the other one. So it's not like insanely more powerful, but at the same time it's significantly more powerful. It also has a huge amount of space left there in case you, I don't know, I was gonna say in case you put like stats into random places, but even that would only last for like another maybe line or two. But you can't add materia to it, which is the difference, which is, admittedly now that I've looked at it, where that space would go. But it's still a very, very powerful weapon. Actually, while I think, I'll have a quick look at the dyes and see if there is any noticeable difference. Well, there is a difference, but it's kind of hard to tell. Oh no, you can sort of see it though, there. And I'll probably be going back to dyeing it that colour, because I think it kind of looks nice like that. Let's zoom out a little bit. I mean, you can't really see any of the colours with the sharpened effect going on. But I may as well quickly go through them, as I usually try to remember to do. I don't think I did it in the last one, so I apologise for that. Alright, on to the blues. I have a lot of blue dye on me, I didn't realise. So yes, how exactly do you sharpen a book? Onto the purples, of which there's very few. And onto the main colours, which are a little bit more noticeable because they're the more vivid of the colours. Because they used to be the cash shop option. And the gold doesn't really look gold. It looks sort of orange. That's alright, that's fine. Interestingly, the irony is, because of what I did with that, oops, I can show off the original one whenever I want, which is pretty cool. Anywho, go back to you. And we'll check out Ardishia's journal, which should be fortifying the Anima weapon. For all my knowledge, I could not recognize my own incompetence, and in my haste to return to Razatan, I nearly made a blunder of the research for which I have laboured so tirelessly these past moons. And what the hell is Gerald banging on? There's nothing there. With every step, the Anima made incredible progress. It is even capable of communication with those who lack Alexander's unique abilities. At last, I thought, after all these years, I have finally achieved what my master could not. With bitter irony then, what bitter irony then, that Gerald, the realm's foremost blacksmith and drunkard, would be the one to admonish me with the sobering truth that the Anima's current vessel would prove its undoing. It would only be a matter of time before the weapon presently housing the Anima breaks, and it cannot survive without a body. I was a fool to place my ambition before all else. The Anima is not a specimen in a laboratory to be poked and prodded for my benefit. It is a life we created, a life for which we must take responsibility. Though my pride was wounded, 'twas a small price to pay, knowing my work shall not go to ruin. There is still much to be done, and I shall not leave this place until the Anima dwells within a vessel that will stand the test of time. For that, we must look to the heart of the matter, or more precisely, the heart of the Anima, the soul stone in which it resides. Time and again, I have tasked Gerald with forging new weapons, but I fear, in the end, that this has only served to compensate for my imperfect design of this self-sustaining core. Our goal is nearly within reach, and none of this would have been possible without Alexander, who has given so much to help me come this far. I cannot fail him now. I cannot fail him, not now. And I suppose Gerald had his part to play in this as well. Which reminds me, I must deliver the ledger for this month's expenditures to Rowena. No doubt she will have a few choice words regarding our recent activities. And with that, we are actually up to date. We're up to date, finally, with the Anima weapon for the first time in literally a year. Because if you remember, back when I started the 230 step, yeah, 230, for the Draconomicon, that was back literally, I think, on January 1st. So just under a year has gone by, and in that time we've finally gotten up to date. I can't imagine how horrible the next step is going to be if it is the last or second to last, because the shiny stage always seems to be the easy one. So I imagine that the, I suppose, 270 step is going to be brutal. Or maybe they'll have the 270 as an easy one and then leave the 275 as incredibly brutal, because then you've got something to work on leading up to 4.0. Something to think on. But it's odd, but it's an interesting design. Like, it has the sharpening effect almost exactly on the point of the, I don't know what to call that, crystals? The thing? But it's still a very pretty book. And has that same effect. But yes, what's Garuda doing here? I hope everyone's enjoyed these as much as I have. The story in these is absolutely wonderful, and I love it so much. The weapon is a nice little bonus, but I love the story of the Anima. I really, really, really hope that you do get a minion or something like that from finishing it at the very, very end, so that you have the little spirit who can join you all the way through your adventure. That's my hope, and I've seen a lot of people like say the same thing. But as with everything, we must end for now. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.